Hi, it's Rosie at RoseByNameCo. Today I'd like to show you some of the pockets that I do that I use in kits, or I might put into my journal. These are the window envelopes that you get in the mail through junk mail or your bills or something of that sort. I've cut out some of these already, just so you know we don't look at all the names and so on. So window envelopes, I've cut out a few of the different kinds, of course, from the bank. All the time the bank is sending something. I might use them just the way they are, and then I might coffee dye it. This one is coffee dyed. One of the large windows, also very nice to use. And then the other side I also use, and I can use these as pockets anytime. I will sew them on the sides afterwards, cover everything up so that, you know, we're not looking at any print from real lives. Anyways, so this is what it might look like afterwards when it's all decorated, sewn up on the side so it makes a pocket, and then I might put something inside. For example, like this journaling card, or you know, another pocket I've made from vintage book page. And so put anything in that you would like to see through to see what you have. I really enjoy having these, that I have some idea of what either I'm just collecting as it is or I have in a journal. So this one has a couple of journaling cards about, looks like woods. So I might use that sometimes or add more of these inside, and then I can see what it is that I have. And this one is one of the other pockets that is just the plain pocket, no window. I did decorate it in the front and sewed it on the side, and then it's still a good pocket for me to put a journaling card or whatever it is that I might have. So I'm not going to waste that either. So I am going to use it even though it doesn't have an actual window through it. So I'm going to start collaging because I haven't collaged in a while on video. I did finally complete the tutorial that I had recently, 6-part tutorial on sewing primitive tags and so on. So let me start with these ones as far as collaging the front, what kind of paper you might use and what kind of pieces are good. Now, just for a size, just, you know, out of interest, let's say a size of this larger window might be 5.5 by 4. So, you know, that'll fit into your larger journal. And this one as well, 7 by 3, so on a page on the side. And then this one might fit also in your smaller journals. So this one's only 3 by 3.5. So either journal that you happen to have, you might, you know, let's say I have a page here that is from a journal. So I might put this on the side like this, and then use it as a pocket here. And this one, I could put it on the side if I wish, on the bottom or wherever it is you might put it on the page, or it fits perfectly in this way as well on the page. Looks beautiful. I love it. And then if you wanted a floating pocket, of course you could just leave it at the top if you wish and just paper clip it, and then you can remove it to wherever it is you want at any time. So these are the ones that we will work on today. So let's start with a simple one here. Of course, you need your scissors, your glue. I usually just stick to the glue stick. It works well for me. The scissors, you might need to cut something here and there, but not too much. I usually just stir everything up. And just to show you what kind of things you might be putting on here, really the staples of any collages, text, you know, vintage book page, maybe the notes. Then I also have postage stamp books. I'll use some of that. And any type of lined paper you might find laying around in different colors and so on. Even things from, you know, another envelope. I like this green one. I have a obsession with this green one. Now I did also a stamp on the back. So a lot of these little bits of paper that, you know, are usually leftovers, I stamp up on them as well a lot of the times, and then I will use it wherever I can. And then, of course, you'll have some ribbon and fabric to use. Must have some greenery and some flowers, of course. And birds. Birds are nice. I like to use birds. And then if you have butterflies, if you have, you know, insects or bees or frogs, whatever it is you have, you can put on anything that you want. So right now I'm going to start with, let me just put some of this away so I'm a little bit organized. Maybe I will leave these up here and see what I will use first. So I usually like to start with a book page, and I will see where I might put it, either across this way, or it looks like maybe perfectly this way. Now I don't want to use it through the whole page or too much of it. So I do like to just start with it somewhere. And, you know, you'll always just trim off whatever is not necessary there. But I like to vary it to have different base. So over here, I might put a little bit of lined paper. So right now we're building a little bit of a base, and then I will add some flowers and different things. Then on the bottom, maybe I will use a snippet of this, not the whole thing. And again, I don't know what I might put in between, so I'm just going to go with it over here. And I'm going to go with, let me see, a snippet. The glue likes to roll around. Snippet of this. Now, I don't know how much of it I really want. Do I want a whole thing? Seems to fit right in here. Pretty good. So maybe I will add it in here. So I like to add color as much as I can. You know, we don't want this to be too boring or too beige either with just book pages. So we're going to add snippets of different color in different places, as well as some texture, which, you know, is not necessarily color, but I do want, because I'm going to put birds, and I enjoy having birds with a bit of maybe something to do with their nest. Maybe they're building a nest or something. So I'm just going to add a little bit more here of different colors of thread that I have left over. As you know, I like my thread. We're just going to add this over here. Now you can always glue a little bit more as you feel you need. If it doesn't seem to, you know, stick down enough. So I'm going to go with a bird maybe in this corner. So I'm going to put a bird over here, but I want to put underneath something first. So maybe I will use this. Let me see how much of it I might need. It's a wider bit here, so let me see if this might be enough to cover. Yeah, so I'm going to put actually right in the bottom, so that if I have anything left over, like a corner, I don't like to fill it in separately, so I'm just going to put it right to the corner. And this as well. There we go. So a little bit of lined, and then I will put the bird on. Put some glue on her. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the feet. Not necessary. I think I'm going to put it just like that. Just seems to fit just like this perfectly. And then, you know, she's making a nest out of this here. So what you would then normally is just go across. you don't really have to. You can leave some things if you like, but I like to trim it off just to make it fit better on my page in the journal. So everything is going to get a little snip. And put that aside. So we have about half ready on this see-through pocket or window pocket from your bills. So let's see what else we might add on the top here. I wanted to add, well, it says Australia. It also has a bird on it. So I might go with that. Now it has a little bit too much. Of course, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to put it somewhere else. So let me see if this will fit. Seems to fit right on. I have a little strip here, so I might go with a little bit of this just to fill in. So I'm going to put that first. And then we're going to go with this one on the top. So there. Now I don't want to put too much. I don't want to cut off the bird. So seems to be just perfect like this. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then on this end, just to balance, I like to balance things, I'm going to add a little more fabric on this side, but maybe something a little bit different. I think maybe to go with the color of the bird, I might add a snippet of this. So now it looks like it's, you know, you can still see interest rate over top here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of what I have here right over that, and then I can always glue something else on top of that as well. So I just had a, you know, a little leftover excuse me, in my little garbage bin there, so I'm gonna use it. So this is why, of course, even some things that are in the garbage, sometimes I take them back out because at the moment I need it. So now when I put this on, you don't really see it, so I'm gonna go with that over here. Now I might leave some of this here. That's fine too. I'm okay with it. And let me see what we might add right at the very end. You know what? I don't have anything green. I'm going to add a little bit. Well, not this one. Actually, let me see. Let's just go. Yeah, we don't have any flower yet or anything. Let's just see what we have here. What we might be able to take out and add to this. Now the whole thing is a little bit too big for me, so I might just take this out and put it in the corner, and then add a little, I don't know what it is, either a berry or a tiny apple, and I will put her over here. So I think that's pretty good. I like it. And we can leave that. It doesn't, you know, bother me at all that there's a little bit of white or a little bit of a gap. I'm sorry, I'm out of view. Let me try this again. Okay. You can even come over a little bit, and so that when I put this one on, it will fill in some of the white. There. Perfect. Now you can add something in the white if you really feel that you must. So let's maybe take a tiny piece of this. Don't want too much. It also has white, so I hope it'll just blend in with the white. So I'm just going to put this one on this side. There. Okay, good. So this is one. So now, you know, when you have your little journaling cards, journal tags, whatever it is you want to put in there, it might look like that. So that's pretty good. I like it. I can still see through it, and yet I have all kinds of pretty and interesting. This one might fit this way, and it might fit this way. So sometimes, you know, if you have to trim a little bit, you do have a little bit of a leeway. Let's say if you wanted to trim this, you could trim it up to the edge here, or if you wanted to put right on the page, and then you could trim a little bit here. So you always leave a little bit for in case you want to do something else with it. But this one is pretty good like this, and I'm done with this first one. So let's go to another one. Let's do one with two. I like the two windows. This one is now, it's already came closed, or I think maybe we snipped it at the side and took the mail out. So it's already closed. So this is going to be a pocket this way. So not from the top, but from the side. So when it's on a page, it will be like this. So I don't need to sew anything on this one unless I really just want to put a little bit of sewing on it. But I'm just going to trim it a little bit more so that it fits a little better on this page. If I do decide to put it on here, let's say in this way. So that way I don't have to bother trimming it later. So now it fits perfectly on this, you know, unless you want to put it this way, you could also put it this way. So let's see what we can find to put on this one. So I always like to, you know, use some coffee dyed paper, whatever it is you might have. So I'm going to start with that over here. Now, I try to anyways use the ripped look right against the window, and I'll leave the other one for trimming. So I'm going to go about halfway here. Let me just go a little bit more so that I don't have to fill in a little corner there. Okay, so this might be okay here. Now, just so I don't have this big piece to work with, I'm going to trim it off right now. And makes it just a little bit smoother to go with. So I'm just going to put it on the side. Whatever it is you have, you know, put it on the side because you will be needing it again. So I'm going to go with this on top here. And there. That's that. You can also just go like that as well, and then worry about more later. Now, what I want to put on here, whether I'm going to have a bird or maybe I'm going to have a bit more of a flower, a little bit. I have this long one here, so I think I will use that up. Now, you can have the whole flower if you want this big, or you could cut her in half, or you could put it on the bottom. That's nice too. But I don't want to use the whole thing. I want to, again, maybe put a little piece over here later. So I'm just going to put this one right in the middle. And see what else I want to put around it when I get to that. Okay. Don't worry about cutting or about covering the window a little bit. It's not a problem. So let's go a little bit with this greenish that I have here. Some ledger paper. I'm going to put that over here in the middle. And just trim just a little bit more. I don't want to make it too small either, but hopefully it'll fit. Okay, now I have a little bit left over. I'll see what I might use on that. But I like the green, so I'm going to go with that over here. Yeah. And on the other side, I might put some, where's that little snippet? Anybody see it that I had from, oh here, some of the writing from the postage stamp that we put on the other side. Oh, look, it says 1946. I would like to use that, but it's a little bit low here. I'm not sure if I want to put it there or maybe I want to put it somewhere else. More like that, but then I need to fill in on the bottom. Let me see up here, you know, somewhere. Usually you will find somewhere where it's kind of perfect. So let's go over here. Okay, I still have a little bit to fill in on the top there. If I put it here or on the bottom, either way. You know what? I have this little snippet. I'm going to use this on the very bottom. Let's turn it this way. So we're going to fix that. Let me see. Okay, perfect. So now we're gonna put some glue over here. Try not to get all the glue on myself, but usually it happens. You know how that goes. The glue goes everywhere. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, the 1946. I did manage to save that, and we'll put that over here. Now I want maybe, I don't want to put a bird there, but let me see what else I have over here. Maybe I'm going to put a snippet of a ribbon, and then I'll see what else I might put on it. So just to balance the yellow, I'm going to put a little bit of just white here. And if the ribbon doesn't stick well, you know, you can use other glues as well. So then I happened to find, I was just getting water, and on the floor I found a little piece of, from a lilac maybe, you know, the fake flowers. So let me see if possibly this might work perfectly over here. If it will stick, if not, I might, you know, later get a little bit more glue, tacky glue, actually, which I do have here. Let me see, because it is not sticking at all. No, doesn't want to stick. Let me see. This might hold it down. You know, the tacky glue, you gotta wait for it. I really should refill it. I like to refill them, and then, you know, I don't have to keep shaking it to get some glue. Let me see if it will come out. Well, a little bit came out, so let's see if that might keep it down. Okay, let's hope it sticks. Anyways, I will check it later. In the meantime, we will go on. So now on the other side, I have RoseByNameCo here. It's upside down. If I'm gonna have it, at least have it the right way. Anyways, let's see what we might put on the other side. Now, I want to put another bird, of course. Let me just see where we might put this one a little bit higher and use their feet as well. So let's put it like this. But now let's see what else you might have to put next to her to fill in before we put the bird. So could put this and then a little bit more something else. I don't want any one big chunk to fill this edge, so I do want different materials to go with. Now, just so I don't end up with a little bit of white there, let me see if I can push it. There we go. It has the name Charles on it, my husband's name. He's my mailman. Yeah, I'm sorry, the mail is going so slow these days because a lot of people are home and they can't see their family, and everyone is mailing someone, and they were saying there is like mail like usually at Christmas time, and oh, look at this, came off, like on Christmas, at Christmas time, and it's just overwhelming, and anything I order comes in really slow, and you know, and my mail, of course, goes out and gets slow. Let me see if we can manage this somewhere in this corner, and then what the bird looks like. And the bird needs a little bit more here, but let's put this down. Let's go with it. Okay, and what else might we put in this strip here? I don't want to contradict the little feet too much, so maybe I'm just going to go with a piece of this. What do you think? Just like that. The little feet are interesting, so I had to cut them off on the other one, but I want to keep them on this one. So let's see now how she looks. Yeah, she looks pretty good. She will go right there. Now maybe I will put a little bit of fur ball of something, some kind of threads right under her feet where she's standing, because maybe she's standing in a nest, I don't know, or something like that. But just for some interest, let's see if we can get this down. Get it glued. Of course, things sometimes just don't want to stick, so it's not always easy, of course. The collaging, gotta watch where you put what, and will it stick? How will we get it to stick? I don't know. Let's stick to this. See, this is coming up, so I think I need a little more glue over here, but it's not that easy to leave it down because it just wants to stick all over my fingers. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go with that, and now just put the bird on top, and hopefully the little feet will hold it down as well. I'm up in the attic again, and I can see the tops of trees here, and they're, you know, moving around because it's rainy and windy. Okay, so that looks okay. And let's see what else we might put on there. Now, I have some of these as well, like the plastic flowers. It's quite bright. Do I have orange? Let me see if orange is a little bit better. Of course, I'm not going to use the whole piece, but I'm going to use a little bit. Or I might put it down here. Yeah. I think I might put it right here. Yeah, like that. Let's see if we can get this piece somehow to cover up over here. And not that, you know, we cannot see any white. I mean, we're going to see some white. I'm just going to leave this a little bit because I'm going to put a little bit more in before I glue that down. But I will cut it off just so I have a little better workspace here so it's not in my way. So yeah, I like that. Sorry, I keep pushing it down here. Now what is this piece that's stuck here? Oh, I think maybe that moved. Do you think that moved? Oh, that's a piece of, well, I don't know what that is. I don't think that really belongs there. It just stuck. I think it's stuck to a little butt here. Well, let's see now that we have it. Well, yeah, okay. Well, it came for a reason. So let's put this. This is from the postage stamp, the little bit that I cut off. So let's put that underneath over here and see how that looks. And then we glue this piece over top. And then we have this corner done. Just needs a little trimming. Okay. Good, so we only have a couple of small pieces here to fill in, and now where's the other little part of the flower that I had? I wanted to use the other side of it. Of course, now we can't see where it is. Anyone see where it is? I don't know where it went to. So let's just find another piece. No. Just don't see it for some reason. Okay, let me see then something else that we might have here. Do we go with something in purple? Do you go with that, or do we want just some leaves? I'm thinking I just want some green. So you can tell right away when you try this and then try that. Usually it comes to you right away what looks better. Not that everybody will agree, but that's how it works for me. I will try one thing, and if it's just not working somehow, I will try something else and choose between the two. I don't need a lot of it. And I might even snip off just a little bit to give that orange leaf a little bit more space. That's not bad. So let's just go with green on this one, just plain green leaves. There. So there's a tiny bit of white. It's okay if it sticks out. That's good. I like the green here. I might also use just the green on top also, because we have a lot of color already in the different spots. So either one of the plain ones, or I already used the music sheet. I used that and the yellow. What else do I have here? Oh, I have a little bit. Yeah, let's go with this one maybe. Let me see. Right here, it looks like. This one might fit right here. It's a little bit darker in the shade, but quite the shade of the bird itself. So let's use that. I'm just going to see where I want it to end over here. I don't want to make it too small. There, perfect. And so, you know, you can jot down a title on this or something like that. Just a little bit. Tiny piece over here. So I'm just going to put glue right on here and put this down. Let's see, just about there. Okay, looks good. And now just for a little bit more trimming. Okay, so how does that look? Looks pretty good. Do we want to put this little piece that we have left over of green? You know, just to use it up, right? Why not? I might put it right there. Or if not, right there. Maybe more like that. Yeah, I like this. Leave a little bit on each side of the darker one. See how that works? When you play around with it, you find that right spot where it belongs. Okay, it belongs in the middle of that. So now, of course, I'm going to sew these as well. I'm not going to show sewing on the video because I've done lots of sewing on video already. But I might still sew a line, you know, or right around, even though it's already closed. So let me just show you how then that would look with a journaling card. Let me see. And you put something in or whatever it is. So that's how that would look. Oh, it's just gorgeous, beautiful, love it. And you can glue it down. You can glue around so that it's still a tuck spot, and you can leave it like this if you want, and just paper clip it, and you can, you know, still tuck something in, and then, you know, do your collection, make a collection, and then you can take it somewhere else, wherever it is you want to. So that is a second one. So we've done 2 so far. We've done this one with the bird over here and here, and this one. Her tail maybe just needs a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more glue. Okay, so that's this one, and let's just do one more. So on this one, we will need a little bit larger pieces because we have more coverage here. I also have a little bit of a doily. Maybe I will use that. And I have coffee filters or tea filter. I might use that. I also have this one that has little ridges for texture, is good. And I might use some of this brownish paper. Now this is from like a potato sack, and it has different layers, and you can peel off the layer, and I wash it or I put it in coffee to stain it more, and I just make sure that there's no actual potato residue left over. But you can take off the piece if it bothers you and just use the top part. But it does have potato sacks that have beautiful, beautiful colored and already nicely wrinkled papers. So I do like to use that. So I am going to use that. Not a whole piece, but I will use maybe for one corner. So let's start with this corner because, well, you know, you have to start somewhere. And any corner is a good corner. So let's put this about here. Okay. Now you can still feel this. You can leave it like that, or you can make it even more scrunchy. Let's make it a little bit more scrunchy. And then just press down those little ridges you're making. So they stay. And let's see if we can push this one up a little bit. There. You know, you don't need a lot, but anyways. So I have that much, and I will just trim that so that I'm not bothered with it. I might use a little bit more over here. As I mentioned, I like the evening out, so I'm going to put a little piece over here as well. And I will trim that. And of course, these little pieces, I might still use it somewhere, so I'm just going to put it in my little stash over here. And as far as these, I might actually put it right over top here. So let's take a little piece of this, because I do have a little bit of a white edge here showing, and a little spot here. So I'm just going to also want to have still the little ridges that it comes with. So I'm going to leave them. And just trim that. The glue just likes to keep rolling along. Okay. Then I will go with some pink flowers to combat all the brown. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of the white out. And leave on this. I think I'm going to cut it off there because I don't need the whole piece. This is quite a big piece already. I don't know if I want all of it, so let's just go like this. Go with one here, and we might put this one over here, right? Why not? Now even look, I made this kind of a funny shape. I might actually use it like this, and yeah, it's going to fit perfectly here and give me a little bit more of a design on the brown paper. So I am going to put it right over here. And just trim off what's left. Yeah, perfect. So we have one on one side, and I'm going to put this one back over here. Now what I want under it, so before I go on with more, maybe I want wind. I want wind. Might use that. And something else here. I think maybe a little bit of yellow over here. Yeah, let's go with yellow on this side. Right at the edge, we'll put the yellow. And then music notes will go next. So that too, you want to see how they're all going to fit. And sometimes, you know, some pieces go on first and so on. So let's see, just about there, so I can then put something right across here on the bottom. Looks good. And I'm still going to put the bird on there somewhere as well. I'm just not sure yet where. Well, let's see what birdie we have here left. I have this one. Well, that looks pretty good too, right? And I have this birdie. Maybe I'll put two birds. I don't know. And I have one more here. Of course, you could fill the whole envelope with birds if you really wanted to. If you love birds and you love seeing them. Let me put this one right on top there. Done. So they all look pretty good. I think because I have so much more to fill in, I'm going to go with this bird, and so she will fill in here perfectly. I just need a little piece over here of something. Let's go a little bit again. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to go again with the orange, and I will put it right down here. Okay. And hopefully the bird will come right through here. Yes, that's perfect. Now before I glue her down, again, I'm going to see what I'm going to put over here. Maybe some writing. I do want to put some writing on the bottom here, I believe. Now I might want it to come right over here. Yes, I'm going to put that right over. There, perfect. And then I will put her on top of that. So collaging, I love collaging. I know everybody does. It's anyone in the art world, and you know, us little folks, me included, we just love that collaging, see what we can come up with and how we do it, and it's just a lot of fun. And when you need a little break, that's what you do, you collage. So it's going to come through a little bit, but it's not going to bother us too much. I mean, you know, if you are going to put your card in here, or whatever it is you are collecting, I mean, she looks beautiful right on top of the flower, smelling the roses. That's all good. So let's use a little bit of this. Now, do I want to put it? It's really one large piece, so I don't need all of it. But let's see, do I want to put it here? Maybe just like that. Or on top of here, a little bit here. Or even on top somewhere. Well, I think what I'll do is use these two. And put that kind of half and half here. And what else I'm going to put over here? Let me see. Maybe just, is this, not sure if it's tall enough. I could leave a little bit of this dark. You know what? I'm not going to cover all that because it looks good. So over here, I did cover it. Over here, I'm not going to cover it. So I'm going to leave that. Just going to go like that. Perfect. So it's going to leave this nice coffee stained part right on it. And I'm going to put a little bit more blue. And then put this about half and half. Half over that one, half over the plain paper. That's good. A little bit more glue here. Okay, so that's almost done. Now we need something here for the top. We could put, how about a little bit of cheesecloth for a little bit more of that yummy texture that we love. Let me see, how am I going to put it into this corner? Maybe right there. Now, before I place it down, what else would I like to show on here? Postage stamp. I think we haven't put that yet. And yeah, I really want to use some of this. It says Bon Voyage on it. And there's a bird right here. I do want to put this birdie here too, or over here. If I can get rid of the cheesecloth. There we go. The stamp bird. See, the stamp pieces also come very handy. Okay. Gonna put that one here, and this one, we'll just put a little piece over here. Don't need all of that. Come off me. Okay. Let's, yeah, put this one over here. A bit of the green, or over here. What do you think? Here or here? I think it goes better here. Okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't put any glue on this side. I put it on the other side. Okay. Put that there. And we have some music here. Oh, yeah, the postage stamp, right? Let me see. When we do have this little sheep, why do we go with the sheep? I don't know if we need... Yeah, I think I'm going to go just with the sheep in this case. And not the name. Oops, I cut off just a little bit too much, but it will do. And it says something about merino sheep. Merino. I don't know. I don't really know about sheep, so. Okay, let's put a little more glue here. We'll put the merino sheep right here. And in between, what do we do with the in between? Do I put this in between here? Maybe. Just open it a little bit. That's possible that that belongs there, and then something else at the corner. Or does this go better in the corner? I don't know. You know, it really doesn't matter that much. We don't have to think about it all day. Or over here. I'm gonna go over here. What do you think? It don't matter that much. It's just that, you know, gut feeling, whatever, but we don't have to think about it all day long. It is just a little bit of cheesecloth. Now, if it's not sticking again, you might have to put some more in between there. Okay. And so right in the corner then, what do we put? A little bit more green over here, like that. Let's see what that looks like. Because now we have quite a bit of broken up instead of all one smooth piece. You know what? I might go then yeah, more like beigeish kind of piece. Let's go with this piece right here. So it kind of blends in a little bit more. And we're good. This one has quite a bit more collaging on it. And we're good with that. So let me just move some of this out of the way so I can show you the 3 window pockets that we did today. From the, from the junk mail and so on. Sorry about cleaning up a little bit here. And just moving things out of the way, because we work in little tiny spaces and we have all this space, but it's covered with all our materials. So anyways, we have this one that we did. I am going to still sew it, but I'm just going to show you first. And we did this one and we did this one. So each one is a little bit different in their own way, but still cute and usable. So I'm just gonna go to the sewing machine and I'll be right back. So I did sew these up, and I'm just gonna cut them here on the bottom. And just to let you know that I did end up, I had a little tiny orange bit on my desk with the machine, and I added a little bit more over here, orange, and just a tiny piece, somewhere. And so each ones that you do might look a little bit different. Depends what you have on your desk at the time. Maybe another time I'll do this type also, a collage on that. But these are the 3 that we did today. This is what I happen to have on my desk today, so this is what I was using. And it's all good. I like it. And we're going to be putting, I'm going to be putting these into a journal, or I'm going to put it with my see-through pockets for sale, or anything like that, where I might need these. So I appreciate you coming by to look at this tutorial of collaging see-through pockets or window pockets, window envelopes, many different names for it, but in either case, a work of art on their own. I love them, and I hope you do too. So thanks again for coming by. It's Rosie at RoseByNameCo. Have a great day. Bye-bye.